You have just tuned into one of the most exciting shows in the whole southeastern region. This is a show about the highs and the lows of being an up-and-coming sports prospect. This is the Prospects Perspectives with MMA. With boxing. With racing. Even hockey.
Go squad.
Prospects Perspective, Rock Square 357 production. Like we always say, we out here. Peace!
Hey, this is Hugh with Championship Mud Racers Association coming to you at Clarksville, Tennessee. We are here on the set of Prospect Perspectives, and we certainly appreciate them inviting us in here to talk to you about four-wheel drive mud racing, off-road racing here. Four-wheel drive under controlled circumstances. We do fairs and we do cities. We do everything under a very controlled situation, safe. And we have with us here this evening one of the guys that has been with me longer than what I've been in four-wheel drive mud racing. I've been in it 28 years. He was in it before me. Donnie Lomax out of Erin, Tennessee, and his daughter Laramie. So, and this is a situation here where Donnie and I started out with Donnie in four-wheel drive mud racing. It was bogging at that point, and you know, we started before Laramie was even born. So we go back a while, you know, and it has progressed, hasn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's,
yeah.
You know.
Very much so, 'cause I started out in 1980, which I went to them before then.
Yeah.
Back then, it wasn't how fast you was, how far you could go.
Yeah, mud waist deep.
I have won races by going just 50 feet.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you're lucky to get to the track to take off. It's
Yeah.
slick and mud and
Yeah.
stuff. And I've had mud plumb up on the hood of our vehicles.
Yeah.
I've got home, took crawfish and stuff out underneath the hood, was cleaning the motor.
Yeah.
But we come a long way, it's a family thing. You gotta have friends to help you to keep it going. You gotta work together, and like I say, you know, I'm your friend. I'll help you all I can to get that line. I'm gonna try to beat you. You are me too, and I understand that. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Love of the trade, we don't call it that, but I've enjoyed it. It's been a family thing to me. We've had four at one time. My two brothers and myself and my stepson I raised.
Right.
We used to leave on Friday and not come back Sunday.
Yeah.
We had no motor home, no Dodge motor home. We lived in that thing.
Yeah.
Then after I got out, Jimbo and them picked up the boys from Dover. They started taking the old motor home.
Right.
You know, I've seen it grow.
Yeah.
I've seen it come a long way. And like I say, I start working on Monday, worked on it till time to race.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never took
Sometimes even after you got to the track. You
Yeah,
know?
talking about one, you know, we're racing mud, but my brother and them used to get mad at me because they'd be working on a motor and I'd be waxing it.
Yeah.
I'd making some ads for them.
Yeah.
But
you know,
I like them to look good.
but people want them to look good. You know, I mean, it's not all about the. I mean,
it's part of my life. I mean,
Yeah.
I built the truck.
you want it to look good.
Yeah.
You know, I understand that. Yeah. Now,
I'm on it safe.
Now, Laramie, you was born into it. You don't
Yes.
have no choice. I
Yes.
mean, you
I was
don't,
born
whether you
watching
like
it, around it, everything.
Yeah, whether you like it or whether you don't.
Right.
You are a part of four-wheel drive mud racing.
Yes, I am.
I mean, but it's a good part that you do like.
Yes,
And
I love it. I enjoy it. I enjoyed watching it when I was little. I waited, you know, till the day I could get in a truck. You know, I started off on the four-wheelers doing consistency races and things like that. And then finally about 12 years ago, Dad said, all right, let's get you in a truck
Yeah.
after I did go-kart racing for about 4 or 5 years. And so
I remember some of that. Yeah, I remember
yeah,
that.
that
Yeah,
was fun
yeah,
too. And
yeah.
so I've always been, I've always grown up around racing. We
Right.
are a racing family,
Yeah.
So let me ask you something.
Okay.
Is this the truck that was, cause I came down to Springfield last night.
Yes.
Is this the truck that I think a drive shaft or something
Yes,
came
the
out
drive
of?
shaft fell out of it, and it fell out of it last week at Ashland City.
Were you driving?
I drove in Ashland City, and my stepbrother drove last night in Springfield.
Okay.
I was sick, so I stayed home.
Okay, so tell me how long you been doing this?
This would be my 7th year.
7? Well,
Yes.
first let me know your name.
Jeremy Lomax.
And where you from?
I'm from Erin, Tennessee.
Erin, Tennessee. So how old are you?
I am 26.
And you've been doing this for 7 years.
Yes,
I mean, you got to have a passion about this.
I do. I do love racing. I've raced go-karts for about 4 or 5 years, and then I started mud racing. My daddy raced for 40 years, and then I took up the sport.
So this is a family.
It is a family sport, yes.
So how long have your family been involved in this?
This would be my dad's 50th year. On and off for 50 years.
Wow, is your dad here?
Yes, that's my dad right there.
Hey, when you get a chance, pop. Hey, I want to interview you. Hey, she already talked about you.
He's doing the same thing I did.
Yeah, she already talked about you. Hey, pretty much she was just telling me that your family's been involved in this for about what?
About 45, 50 years almost.
Wow, and so tell me what got you started in it.
I had a son. What got me started, I had a son that was 16 years old, had a fast motor barrel and get in trouble. I was going to jail if him every Friday night. Well, you're going to raise Cain, we're going to go out and do it right. So
Okay.
first thing we bought him was a Kohler Mustang, Cobra 2, V8 motor in 4-wheel drive.
All right.
There. We have had hired 4 vehicles. We travel everywhere, been to 5 different states, we have a little motor home, living on Friday and come back to Sunday.
What?
Family.
Yeah, she
I'm
was.
66 now, my brother 65. My son is raised from 44. I got one brother, passed away before. It was a family.
Wow, that's what she
Then
was saying.
I started her out in the go-kart. She got too big to run go-karts, so we go truck. Painted pink, everybody laughed at her. In the season, they laughed at her.
All right.
We love it.
All right.
It ain't no money in it. It costs money, but it's a family thing. I'd rather see her out here on the street.
Tell me what line you want.
Yeah. You know, it's something about I don't know what it is, but you can go down the line about four-wheel drive mud racing, and it's handed down. It is handed down. It's unreal.
Right.
You take your race teams and you just go over them and over them and over them, and you'll find a father-son, a father-daughter, father-sons, father-daughter, son. I mean.
All right. Made down a time of 3.475, 3.475.
And I hope my son, wants to get into it as well. I'm sure he will enjoy it. We take him to every mud bog with us or every mud race with us. And, he's right there cheering me on when I'm in the truck. So.
I believe I met that little fellow over at Ashland City.
Yes, you did.
I believe I met
Yes,
him
you
over there.
did.
Yeah. And it's going to be a few years.
Oh, it will be, but as soon as
it'll be
his
okay.
feet can reach the pedals, maybe
Yeah,
he'll want to get in the truck.
Yeah.
We excuse me. We
Yeah.
put one young man in a truck when he's 10 years old. We built the pedals out of the tuba for us, raised the pedals up,
Yes.
and put cushions on his seat. And
So it could reach everything.
yeah, that's Billy Paxton's son.
Yeah, I remember.
Old
Yeah.
ugly truck. They call it
Yeah.
old ugly truck. 10
yeah.
years old.
Yes, sir.
He started racing about the time I did.
Yeah, he won a race with me at the old fairgrounds in Clarksville. He won a race up there, and the only thing he cared about, he wasn't concerned. He didn't want no trophy. He didn't want nothing. He wanted that check to go to Shoney's to eat.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep,
him.
that sounds like him.
That's what I remember about the Paxton boy, you know,
Yes.
and he don't let me forget that either. I mean,
No.
you know, when I talk to him now, which I hadn't seen him in a while, but when I talk to him, that's the first thing they remind me of was going to eat,
Yeah.
you know, off
I
of that
can,
check. But it's you know, now you guys are running the class what we call now Hot Street.
Right.
Okay, tell me about Hot Street. Y'all kind of fill me in. I'm not, you know.
All right, it's a full body truck. It's about only difference between it and street legal. Our motors are built, but we got to pull 10 inches of vacuum
Right.
at 1,000 RPM to run
Right.
that class.
Okay.
You know, it's very competitive. It's getting close to super stock. It's getting
Getting there.
getting there quick.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
I mean, it's growed. We started out more likely when we started. It was just like a street truck, but it's got up there with the horsepower.
Yeah.
The motors. You got a cubic inch limit on it.
Now what is it?
496. That's a whole lot of cubic inch.
It is.
And
You do a lot with a 496.
you can run lumen heads.
Right.
You know. when
Single
I-
carburetor, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they allow gas? Can you run the Q16?
Yeah, we sure
Okay,
can.
okay.
But a Q16 is oxidated, and we try not. I did run for Q16 this year.
Uh-huh.
but
Some, not the whole
I
year.
dropped down a little bit on it
Right.
because I could tell the difference. In fact, you know, I don't think I had the stroke or whatever you want to call
Right.
it to pull that, but it's done all right. But I could tell the difference. I dropped down to 13.
Yeah.
I have run some airplane fuel.
Yeah.
You got to set your carburetor up different on your
Right.
gaskets and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's pumped gas. When I first started out, the highest stuff it was running was called Turbo Blue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that old motor of mine, it got addicted to it. I mean, it wouldn't run on nothing else but that.
Right.
And that stuff, the carburetor I was running a carburetor about like this box right here. It's called a Predator.
Yeah.
You can turn that car upside down, it still run.
Yeah.
But that Turbo Blue was eating my primer seal out in there, priming pump out. So I
Right.
called Predator. I told him what I was doing. I said, that's rubber. So we'll send you one out of leather. And once I got that figured out
Yeah.
for me,
That
it's
solved
all
the
I do.
problem,
Yeah.
in other words. Yeah. Yeah.
But there's no carburetor looks just like this box right here.
Right. It's, you know,
We call it a coffee grinder.
yeah.
What it looked like.
Well, you go back 3-4 years. Just go back 3 or 4 years. You had at that point you was running a super stock truck.
Yes,
wasn't
I
you?
was
Yeah.
running a super stock truck.
Those those trucks have since moved forward, but
Oh, yeah.
they have turned. Most every place now, to include me, has said, okay, racing fuel, use racing fuel. So it doesn't specify that you got to use a pump gas. So if you want to run alcohol, you can run alcohol. And I'm not. Nobody's going to allow that in like a stock truck or
No,
that kind
you
of
ain't
stuff,
gonna do it. You run your motor.
That's right.
I mean,
but these race trucks. I mean, your truck. You guys, what y'all have done to your truck. Again, you're not going to take it down to McDonald's and go through drive-through with it. I mean,
No.
you're going.
Well-
it sits in the shop till you get ready to go race.
Yeah.
Right.
When I built the truck for her, I wanted it to be different. I took a '76 model Chevrolet truck, 4-wheel drive, short wheelbase frame, and put a '89 cab and stuff on it.
Right.
And I set it up in a little garage there at my house. I think the door was, 7-foot door in my garage, something like that. And we took my time building the truck. Jerry Carter, friends come over, do
Right.
this and that, Daryl, all of us. Well, this young man he's talking about I want to go start racing at 10 years old. I had the truck sitting in there, man. I had it all raised up like I want, guitars, wheels, getting ready to set the motor in. The little Paxton boy, his name's Zach, and he walked around my shop. He said, looking around, he said, Mr. Womack, I said, what? He said, you got a problem. I said, what kind of problem, son? You got a big problem. He said, look at your door and look at your truck. That truck ain't coming out of this garage.
And he was right.
He was right. I hadn't paid no attention to it.
Yeah.
Well, just dropped the tire size down. But he was right. It tickled me to death. But when I built that truck,
This was the super stock truck. That
Right,
we
I
built.
understand.
got
Yeah.
it ready to paint. We painted pink.
Right.
I mean, pink.
Yeah, I remember
Bubble
that.
gum.
Looked like
Pink.
I remember the
Bismol
truck.
pink.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember it.
that
Well,
was the
everybody
Dirty
laughed
Dancing
at her.
truck.
They laughed at her. We named it Dirty Dancing, and my aunt had a little place called the Roadhouse, so
Right.
it fit in with the Dirty Dancing. And we painted the truck pink. Well, everybody laughed at that pink truck. In the season, they
Well,
wouldn't
nobody
laugh.
laughed.
No, she won 2 championships with it.
We talk about, we do talk about competition a lot, and it is important. I
that's
mean,
right.
everybody's
Yeah.
about competition. You want to win, and you want to leave home thinking you can win.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have that mentality
Yes.
that I can win.
Right.
And and you have to feel like, you have to feel like, hey, I may be a girl, but I can win.
Right.
You
Right.
got to get that in your mind, and you can do it.
You have to have that mindset.
You do. You do. And when but if you leave home with the idea that your truck is capable of winning, you've done enough to make it win, that's a good feeling in itself, and I know it is. I've never left home in one because I never had one.
Yeah.
Right.
But I do know that when I tell you, it's the same deal is with me. When I leave home with the idea that I'm going to, wherever I'm going to do this race, I'm going to do the best that has ever been done at that place. There's never been a race there that can come up to what we're going to do with our trucks.
Yeah.
That's the way I leave. And I believe I can do that. Every time I leave home, I think I can do it. And it's just like your truck. You believe you can win it when you leave home.
See, I built a new truck last year. I sold her old truck to Carter and Nash Racing. So I probably dropped out a couple of years, and I built this truck. Like you said, I started out in the back, working my way toward the front.
Yeah.
And every race I went to, I could tell I was getting better, do a little bit of this. And probably toward the end of the season before I got the truck running like I wanted to,
Right.
But I had fun. I don't like getting beat, but when you beat me, I look more forward to beating my, coming back and trying to beat you.
Right.
Show that I could do it,
Yeah.
You're not going to win all them races. I don't
No,
care
you're
how
not.
you are.
No, you are
And
not.
like,
No, sir. Can't happen.
no, like I said, you can have all the horsepower you want, but if you don't put it to the ground, you ain't got nothing.
That's exactly
Um,
right. And
and
you
I-
can't do that every time.
No.
You just
No.
can't do it. I mean,
No.
the dirt
You-
changes, and
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell
Not
you
every
something.
track's
You
the
might,
same.
you might hesitate a little bit on that line. When you hesitate just a little bit, like you earlier, blink an eye, you're beat
it's siree.
off that line. I mean, if you hesitate, that truck just bogs a little bit, or you didn't get your temperature right, or maybe you ain't got your fuel mixture right or something. If it just, like
Yeah,
that,
blink of an
you're
eye.
beat.
It is. Yeah, you're right.
You're beat.
Hello again, everybody. This is Rhoda Shear with Prospects Perspectives, and I'm out here at the Cheatham County Fair tonight with Mr.
Donnie Lomax.
Donnie Lomax, and we are standing in front of his truck, and it is called the Underdog. Donnie, can you tell us a little bit about what's under the hood?
All right,
Top
we got
speed.
Yeah. I've been mud racing since 1982. Started out with my 2 brothers and my son. We used to leave on Friday afternoon and not come back to Sunday. We had a little motor home and a family thing, get together. In fact, I started this mud race right here in Cheatham County.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Cheatham for the fair board. But after my son, he went to the Navy, and my younger brother that raced, he passed away on us.
I'm sorry to
40
hear
years old,
that.
yeah. And my other brother, he got grandkids just like I have. So my daughter, she started out racing go-karts till she's 16. I bought her a brand new go-kart. She thought, I don't like it, I'm too old. So about 2 years later, she wanted me to build a race truck.
Oh, wow.
I did. I built her one, the color of your shirt, pink.
Really?
Everybody laughed at her.
Okay.
But at the end of the season, she's holding the track record, won 2 championships.
Did she really? Well, good for her.
She drives every once in a while now, but she's got a little boy. He's 20 months old. Go sit in this truck like he's driving like he's shifting gears. He'll be the next driver.
Oh, wow.
Right now, I got my grandson driving.
Really?
He's been racing with us ever since he was old enough to crawl.
Wow, so this is kind of a family
It
affair,
is.
and
That's my
racing
nephew
is
there, yeah.
in the DNA.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
awesome.
the reason I started mud racing, I had a
son, I bought him a 67 Camaro.
Oh,
Man, he got me in more trouble, that thing. I could turn the linkage down, he still got me in trouble. I said, well, I'm gonna tell you what, if you want to race, I'm gonna buy you something. And this guy had a 76 Mustang Cobra on 4-wheel drive frame.
Oh, wow.
We took that thing, and he got married the 4th of July, and raced that car the first time and won the race.
Really?
Yeah, so we've been
Wow.
doing it ever since. There's no money in it. Whole, gosh.
Yes.
But it's, you know, I'm just a diehard. I don't own a big bass boat, I don't like it, a big fancy truck. That's my grandson's truck. But this truck right here, I said I wasn't gonna build no more. I sold her truck. In fact, there's 2 trucks down, that pink and black one. That was her original truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's still racing today then. That's
Yeah.
great.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm still working. I've done the retired once, 6 retire again.
Well, congratulations.
I started my craft when I was about 18 years old and got out of high school. And I've been in the same unit ever since.
Really?
But I built this truck. It's running up and down the street. This truck right here.
So it's street legal?
It was. It ain't now.
Okay.
I bought it.
You
And,
changed all that.
all right, we got a small. This motor in here. It's a Chevrolet motor.
Okay.
Remember I told you I had a Ford Mustang? All right, that's the first Chevrolet motor I put in that Mustang. That motor's over 30 years old.
Oh, wow.
We freshened it up. It's stout.
Wow.
It's a bad little boy. It's a small block. Probably the smallest motor running here tonight. Don't let this food.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you tell me, do you have the NOS on this vehicle? Or the NOS, do you run that on this vehicle?
No. Pump gas. All we run.
Okay.
That's all we're allowed to run.
So what is the difference?
What is the difference between the 2 classes, or the 3 classes that are here
Okay.
today?
You got your bad boys. If they got probably the blowers and everything, they're probably running anywhere from 16 to 1800 horsepower.
Okay.
All right, then you drop down to the next class, they're probably running like 1200 horsepower.
Okay.
Then you drop down to our class, 600 to 700 horsepower
Okay.
on pump gas. And them other guys, they run nitric oxide.
Yes.
All right,
Some of them have double.
nitric oxide, you get a 500 horsepower boost out of it, plus more in the blower. It's unpredictable.
Okay.
And we had one of them. My son was about 17 years old, and I bought him one of them open class rigs.
Yes.
And the only way he could drive it, look at the star, shoot for the star, because the front end came off the ground all
Oh,
the way
I
through that
see.
track.
Okay.
Just like that right there. All right, this is my grandson. He's a driver now. He's been with me ever since he was
Do you
crawling.
mind coming over?
That's his family. Little girl
Hi
there.
there.
Got a little boy here somewhere.
We're
That's
doing
Bradley.
an interview
Bradley
with,
Sill.
Now,
Prospects
you take over.
Perspectives. Bradley, I was just talking to your father. Do you have anything you want to add to the racing experience out here today?
It's a blast.
Yeah?
Anybody gets a chance to do it, it's
should try
a
it.
blast. Yeah.
There was one
It is.
question I wanted to ask. What is the difference between what they call a mud bog and this event right here?
Well, this is gonna be a mud bog.
Okay.
Definitely gonna be. Most of the time, it's moist dirt. It's a speed pit. It's not really muddy. It's dirt.
Okay.
Mud bog is usually a pit. It's deep, probably tire
Like we
deep
started out.
or better.
Okay.
And but we normally run the speed pit, and it's usually dirt.
Bradley, tell me how deep the mud was when we first started the Cobra.
Oh yeah.
We come from over the hood.
The last time I was here was probably 10, 12 years ago, and I think you put on you helped Hugh put on the
Yeah, I
show.
put the show on here.
And I remember there was a Jeep. They had a deep hole and it disappeared.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's how deep it
It
was.
was outside.
I remember that.
Wow. That had to be exciting for that guy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We got him out.
Yeah.
He had a chain tied to
It was a deep. That was a mud bog.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your wins, losses? How's the season been going? What do you predict for tonight?
We're top 3 truck. We're actually stepping up a class tonight, running super stock.
Okay.
We ran super stock the last race in Hopkinsville, right? Broke a drive shaft.
Oh.
But
Yeah, you keep
tonight,
those spare parts, like you only get one shot at it, right? Or-
yeah, pretty much out here. You only get 2 passes, and sometimes there's a lot of trucks. If you got a lot of trucks, you got time to fix it. They only give you a 3 to 5 minute window when they call you up.
Can't change a drive
So-
shaft that quickly.
Yeah, it's hard to change it. So
And that's what I was talking about. You know, you can just you can have everything just perfect, and the truck can be a winnable truck.
Well,
But you can lose it.
Yeah.
You know,
You
right on
lose
the
it
line.
all right there on
You
that
can.
start
You
line.
sure
I
can.
don't care how much you put in, how much money, how much time. That's something gonna give you problems.
Yes, sir.
Sooner or later, I mean, it's going to do what it wants to do. It's
Absolutely.
mechanical. It's got a brain of its own. You can't
Sure does.
control it.
You know, but it's people like her, like you, that make the sport well-rounded.
Right.
It's not it's not a man's sport.
Right,
You
it's
know,
not just a man's sport,
no,
and
it's
I
not.
have
No.
so much fun doing it,
Yeah.
and it's fun, you know, it's something that my dad and I can do, and then
Right.
it'll eventually
Yeah.
be something that I can pass on to my son.
And your son, it's like you going with your dad, but your son at some point in time will probably go with his mom.
Right,
You know,
and that's something that will be different.
Yeah. Very
Completely different.
very different.
She's never lost a race by letting out of it. She scared me to death one time. She got up on a bank and she just kept hammering. But I always told her, I said,
I
you get that in
controlled
that
it.
track. I said, you don't feel safe, you shut that thing down.
Yeah,
I said, halfway
yeah.
through, I don't care.
Always showed me, you know, how to shut it off.
Like it. He's a good driver. Lammy, she wouldn't back off either.
No,
She wouldn't back. But him and her go-kart race together, and they fought each other. I'm talking about those carts. But it's good. It's all good.
Those go a whole lot lower to the ground than
Oh,
this
a lot
big
lower.
fella right
lot
here.
lower. Yeah.
And you hit a bump in one of those, and it's just it's a little bit more painful. Well, certainly wish you the best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking with us with Prospects Perspectives. This is
Thank
Rhoda.
you.
We'll see you next time.